few days ago I had recorded my review of the Schuyler Caxton, and I know that since this Bible is discontinued, there's some people who are disappointed about that, who were hoping to get a copy or get another copy, or were hoping for something similar to that. So unfortunately, as far as premium NLT Bibles go, this was pretty much the only one. The Schuyler Caxton also came the same text block. It was called the Tyndale Select, and that's not very widely available currently either. So the only option for a premium NLT, unless you can find one of these secondhand from someone, is to wait until this fall of 2022, when Schuyler is going to be coming out with the NLT Quentel. So in the meantime, although this is the only premium New Living Translation, NLT, that's available and unfortunately discontinued right now, I wanted to go over some Bibles that I have that are very similar to the layout, the size, etc. of the Caxton, in case you wanted to pick up something that's very similar to this, but in a different translation. So I'm just going to compare some of my Bibles. So I'm going to be comparing single column Bibles because the Caxton is a single column Bible. I love several different Bibles, many different types, double column, single column. As you know from watching my videos, I have and love several. My favorite layout is the single column though, so I have a couple here that I wanted to kind of showcase today and just kind of show how it compares to the Caxton. Like I said, in case you were disappointed that you didn't get to get a Caxton, you're hoping to pick up something very similar. So that's the point of my video today. Hopefully that makes sense. So I will post full reviews of these Bibles in the comments section, just so you can see me going through a full review and showing you everything about them. This is just going to kind of be a quick comparison. So this is the Schuyler Caxton. This is, of course, in the NLT translation, as I said, the New Living Translation. It's a black letter text. It is an 8.75 font size. So the fact that it's line matched and that it has some nice spacing between the lines, I don't feel that it's difficult to read. But it is an 8.75, just give you kind of a close-up there. And it's a thicker Bible because it is single column, not super thick. I mean, you can definitely transport it easily, but it is a thicker Bible because of it being the single column. So two Bibles that I have that are very similar in size to the Caxton that are also single column are, first I have the ESV Heritage Bible from Crossway. You can see it's a little bit longer, not much, a little bit. It's about the same thickness. I'm not being super technical here, but just kind of eyeballing it. Then I also have the Thomas Nelson New King James Version single column, which is about the same size. I think it is just a little bit thicker, just a little bit. Again, I've taken this one to church before. It's not hard to transport it, but being at their single column, it does add a little thickness to the Bible. So these are the three that I would say are closest in size. Again, with the NLT Caxton, we have the ESV Heritage from Crossway, and we have the New King James Version single column Premier from Thomas Nelson. So for font size, just real quick here, I'm sorry, my table's shaking again really terribly today. I need a new kitchen table. Sorry about that. So I'm going to try to keep it stable, but I'm like moving around like 10 different Bibles here too, so that makes it fun. But anyway, this is the New King James Version single column Premier, as I said, from Thomas Nelson. This one is a size 10 font, so that's why you see it's a little bit thicker, because the font is a little bit bigger than the 8.75 that you see in the Caxton. This is also a black letter. In my opinion, this is one of my favorite Bibles for the layout and the font size. So it's very nice. It is, like I said, New King James Version, so it's not the same translation as the Caxton, but it is a similar size and it is single column. So real quick, hopefully I can juggle these and not drive you crazy with my shaking and juggling. This is the Caxton compared to the, oh my gosh, I'm awful at this, I apologize, the single column Premier. I'll just have to do one at a time because, yeah, that's not working out so well. 8.75 compared to that 10. Okay. Then, as I just showed you, the Heritage, which is ESV, is a very similar size to the Caxton as well. So this one is a 9.25. So it's very similar to the 8.75 that we saw in the Caxton font size. Let me just try to compare them for you. I need like 3 hands to do this at least, so I apologize greatly. But here is, that is the Heritage, and this is the Caxton. So you can see, hopefully with my juggling act, you can see that they're pretty similar in font size. Sorry, I need to figure out a better way to do that. But you get my drift, hopefully. Okay, so those are the 2 that are most similar in size. I also have a few other single column Bibles that I'll quickly show you. This is the ESV Traveris from Schuyler. This is also a nice single column. This is a 10-point font. You have the pretty drop cap letters in this one. Verse numbers are in the margin, which is a little bit different. And I go over all of the specifics in my reviews of each of these individually. But these are similar in size, but just a little bit, not quite as this, oh my goodness, not quite as similar as the ones I just showed you. So the Traveris is a little bit longer here, you can see. Has a full yap too, so it sticks out a little further. But another really nice one. Dare I try to compare the 2? Let's see how I do with this here. Maybe I should let them lay flat. Maybe that'll be better. So anyway, this is the comparison. You can definitely tell this is a 10, this is an 8.75. So there's a little difference there. All right, so then I have 2 more. This is the Humble Lamb, New King James Version Shepherd Bible. This one's definitely bigger. Let's just get a little comparison here. Okay, so the Shepherd Bible here is a 9 font. Sorry, I guess I should specify what I'm talking about. It's a 9-point font. Also, of course, we have the single column layout here. And the Caxton is pretty similar. They're almost identical fonts, just according to my eyes. This is 9, this is 8.75, so it's very, very similar. Hard for me to really tell much of a difference. So if you're looking for pretty much the same layout and font size, this New King James Version Shepherd Bible is very, very similar to the Caxton. And then finally, we bring this big guy out here. He is much bigger. This is the CSB Handcrafted Single Column Bible. So let's just do a very quick comparison here. Okay, so it's a little thicker, I believe, than the Caxton, and definitely, and I turn it this way, you can see there's definitely a size difference here. Okay, and then the reason for that size difference is this is a wide margin Bible, the Handcrafted Single Column, and it's also, the font size is larger. It's listed as a 10. I feel like it reads bigger than a 10. This is probably the one, in my opinion, that has the nicest font size, the biggest font size, easiest to read. Very beautiful, definitely one of my favorites. So this again is the CSB translation, whereas the Caxton is the NLT, but still both translations are very easy to read. Just know that this single column from Holman is a wide margin, and so it's going to be a little bit bigger, and the font size is a little bit bigger. Okay, so my point to all of this, besides showing you all these nice Bibles so you can compare and decide which one you like the best, is if you wanted a Schuyler Caxton, which Bible is going to be the most similar? Well, in my opinion, it's these two. So it's going to be the ESV Heritage, and it's because it's pretty much the same size, and the font size is pretty similar. We have 8.75 in the Caxton versus 9.25 in the Heritage, so it's very similar. So those two are probably the most similar when you're looking at size and font size. And then the other that's very similar is the New King James Version Shepherd Bible. Now this one, like I said, the size is a little bit larger, but not terribly. The font size is almost identical. The layout is pretty much identical. So that would be one too. So if you were wanting a Caxton and you couldn't get one, you can't find one anywhere, you can't wait for the NLT Quentel that's going to come out in a few months, the two that you would want to look at to get a very similar reading experience, in my opinion, would be the ESV Heritage and the New King James Version Shepherd Bible. All of these Bibles that I showed you are favorites of mine because I love the single column layout. They're all really great Bibles. You can't go wrong on any of them. But if you wanted to find the one that's most similar to the Caxton, I would go with these two. So hopefully that's helpful.